injury issue, so he missed the year. He's a great young guy. He carried a 4.0. Hope I'm not embarrassing him. I wouldn't be embarrassed. He had a 4.0 last fall. Was Dean's List last spring. I really like the way he goes about his business. Everything he does, he's really serious. And the guys, I don't know if it was by intention or not, but a lot of balls seem to go away from BJ this spring, and so Jordan was getting a pretty good workout. But I think he's really done a nice job, and continues to improve, and I think he'll be a really good football player for us in the next 3 years.
He said he takes a lot from some of the players that were here before, Sean Prater, Micah Hyde, and then also from Phil Parker. You mentioned his 4.0. He seems like a really good learner as well.
He's just he's a delightful young guy. He's really serious about what he does. He's got a lot of the traits of some of our better players, and not that everybody gets a 4. That's pretty unusual, but he's serious about football. And the one fear I might have had, just quietly coming in, he's really probably more accomplished in track in high school than he was, in football. So sometimes you worry about, is this guy going to be more of a track guy? Can he make that conversion? But he's really handled it well. He plays physically, and for the way we play defense, I think he's going to be a good fit.
Players and fans seem to have enjoyed the new spring format. What did you think about it?
I think it was good. I didn't try to keep track, because I looked at it and who the heck's give somebody an abacus, put them up in the press box. We had some smart guys keeping score. And then, like I said, once we got going, it seemed a little more like an arena game, the way the points were going up. But I think it was good. It gives somebody it's a little bit of a diversion for the fans. I think the players enjoyed it, made it a little bit more competitive, and it was all good.
Would you do it again next year?
I think we'll certainly consider it. And I'm guessing when I walk in, the defensive guys will be complaining. The offensive guys will say it's a great system.
With the quarterback battle, is this a decision that could be made the Friday before the Northern Illinois game?
I don't foresee that. I think you never want to say something's absolute, but I got to think somewhere in August. At some point we have to make a decision. We got to make a call. If it's dead even, you do what you have to do. I don't know if things are dead even ever, but at some point you got to get the team ready, and there's got to be, I think, a little bit of flow and continuity. So we'll make a call when it's appropriate and just go from there. But right now the good news is there's no pressure to have to do that.
In 2008, you did kind of go back and forth with Ricky and Jake. Did you learn from that situation, and is that what you're playing to now, or you just didn't like it?
You see them unfold all kinds of ways, and I'll go back to '87 because I was here then. Probably in the back of my mind, the lesson learned there was, the only thing I was sure of at the end of spring practice, and I was a dumb line coach, like I am now. I just have a different title, but the only thing I was sure of at that point was Hartley was number 3. It was very obvious, and McGuire and Polholski, flip a coin. And then the way it all unfolded, whatever it took 3 to 4 games, Hartley beats out a #1 draft pick, a future #1 draft pick, and Tommy had played well for us. So, you just never know how it's going to go. And we're talking about college guys that are developing and have the potential to improve. And I think right now, with it not being clear, I don't see any advantage of really making a call. I don't think our team's divided. I don't think the guys really care whoever's in there. They want the best guy in there, just like they do at every position. So, we'll let it go for a while and let the guys compete. And I think that's how you build good team morale too, is when everybody knows things aren't predetermined or decided on things that maybe aren't as tangible as you like.
Is there any clarity on the defensive end opposite Dominic, or is that just kind of still being an open audition through August?
Yeah, I kind of see it. Dominic clearly is our most experienced guy, and right now he's further ahead than any of the defensive ends. And then to me, you've got a group of guys that are kind of intriguing. Drew obviously is a guy we saw something in last year. We wouldn't have played him. We've moved Faith out there. Riley McMinn is, going back to the injuries. Riley really had last year rubbed out by injuries. He was out there and he didn't look like the guy that we'd seen as a freshman. So I think he's getting back on that trail. And Mike Hardy is another guy who's improved. He hasn't played an awful lot. And but I think he's a much better player, 5 weeks into this than he was when we started. So I think any one of those guys right now, could emerge, and I think, probably fair to say all 5 of those guys will be playing next year at some given point. Try to keep the guys fresh.